Hi everyone! Today I want to share 2 cards that are going to help you use up those paper strips that I know you have in your Designer Series paper stacks. We all tend to cut strips of paper in 4 inches and certain dimensions that leave us with these tiny little strips. These are about a ½ an inch thick strips of really pretty but very small Designer Series paper. These happen to be from the Moroccan Designer Series papers collection, and they're just lovely. And I don't like to throw them away. I keep them in with my pack of paper. Kind of keep everything together in the little cello that it comes with in the little pack, and so I end up with a lot of these little tiny skinny strips. So these 2 cards are going to help you use up those strips in a really pretty way. So let's get started. First thing I did was I just dumped out all my little scraps, and I cut myself a little piece of my grid paper from some dirty grid paper that I had laying in my recycle bin. And you're just going to go ahead and add some adhesive. You can use a glue stick, or this is some snail adhesive, down the length of your piece of thin paper. You can use some printer paper as long as it's thin. You don't want to do anything too thick because you're going to cut through some layers on these. And then you're going to just start putting some of the Designer Series paper down. I wanted to go in some angles, so I'm going to do that. Try to put some bigger patterns next to smaller patterns so that you don't end up with a lot of... I'm going to put like more of a solid pattern down. It's going to help the eye rest and not jump around too much. And I have just a whole bunch. I'm just going to lay them all out here. Let's see what's on this side. Let's go here. Some of this blue, and I think I have, oh yeah, here's some nice solid blue. It's not really blue, it's kind of an aqua, and it's actually Emerald Envy, I believe. Should I put that next to it? Let's see. I think the hardest part is laying it all out and deciding what to put where. Nope, I've got that there. Let's do this one. That's pretty. Okay, and I need some of this kind of rust color. And I think I'm at the end. Some smaller ones maybe. There. So I filled up my sheet, and then you're just going to flip it over and trim. Go. And now you've got, let's trim this a little bit. Okay, that is going to be behind this butterfly here. Now I'm using a couple different framelit sets. There are 2 different butterfly framelit sets in the catalog. I've kind of combined them. This one here is called the Bold Butterfly, and this one's called Big Butterfly. They have similar patterns. We want to use the Open Butterfly for our cards, so I'm going to grab those. Okay, now for this first card, we'll do this one first. It's the fastest. You just need 1 card base and another piece of very vanilla cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So for this one, instead of cutting the butterfly out of the paper, we're going to just cut a butterfly out of the base of our card. So we're going to have the negative space show the image. So that's going to run through our big shot. There we go. I'm going to place the butterfly at a slight angle and cut it out that way. Okay. You can save this little butterfly for some other project. Now in the background of this paper is Early Espresso, so I'm going to use Early Espresso for my sentiment. I'm using the Butterfly Basics stamp set that has this Sending Wishes Your Way and Happy Birthday. Some really pretty stamps in it. There you go. Okay, now to get this where you want it, add a little bit of adhesive behind the paper and lay it down on the butterfly, but not gluing it together. So the adhesive is only on your strips of paper, and then put it right where you want it to be. Line it up on your base. And then press it down. Now we want this to pop up a little bit. It's always nice to have that really pretty shadow behind our images. And normally I would say a dimensional in the corner is good enough, but we really want to get around this butterfly to really make sure that he stands up off the page. So I'm doing a little more than I normally would. And then you're just going to layer it right on top. So that is a really simple card. For some extra added detail, I've gone ahead and added some antenna with some linen thread. Let me show you how I did that. And then I added some candy dots in the corner. And the colors straight out of the paper. Okay, let me grab the linen thread. Alright, so what I did is I just knotted it in the center. Twice. And I kind of pull it a little bit so that the antenna sticks straight up. Like that. And then I just attached it with a little glue dot. Now I rolled the glue dot up a little bit so it was just a tiny little ball. There, and that is a really sweet little butterfly card. Now on this second one, rather than use the negative space, we're going to go ahead and cut out the butterfly. So I've already got my little strip, and all I'm going to do is cut it out with the Big Shot like this. Kind of figure out how I want to lay that down. I think that's good because then I get all the different papers, and I will cut that out. Okay, there's the little butterfly. Isn't he cute? Clean my little workspace here. So for this one, I'm using the same size card base, which is just a sheet of cardstock cut in half and then folded. And then I cut a little background piece. I just wanted a tiny bit to show. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And just a little bit of that cardstock peeks through. We are in between catalogs. In just 2 weeks, the new catalog goes live. So now is a great time to look for some deals. This Moroccan paper is actually on sale right now. Head on over to bethspapercuts.com and you can click my shop button and find all kinds of great deals on the clearance rack and in the retiring list. A lot of Designer Series paper is on sale right now. So we're going to use the flower from the Butterfly Basic stamp set and ink it up. This is Delightful Dijon, which is a retiring color. I'm just going to place that to the left side. And since I used Sending Wishes Your Way on my last one, I thought I would use Happy Birthday on this one. And again, I'm going to use Early Espresso for my sentiment. There we go. Okay, now I have all these little scraps of paper hanging out at the bottom of my desk here, so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple to the sheet. And you know, as I was cutting, they have these little angles on them, so I'm going to go ahead and leave those little angles. Kind of cute. out. And this is just going to get layered right on top. Like so. There we go. Now this butterfly, what did I do with it? I lost him. Here he is. He was hiding. Okay, so he's going to get some antenna, and I don't know if you noticed the detail on this body that I added to this butterfly. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So I grabbed my linen thread, and I just held some up for the antenna and just wrapped it a few times. And then cut some at the top and simply tied a knot. So now he's got a little knot at the top. And you just kind of want to pull that into place to make those antennas stand up how you want them. Give them a little trim. Now on this one, I knotted the little tops, which takes a little bit of time, and I didn't know if you'd want to watch that, so I'm going to speed that up. Okay, and I'm just going to stick him on with a dimensional. There you have it. There's some ways to use up some of your little scraps. I hope that you enjoy this. Think of all the other little dies that you can use to use up your scraps. You can find some Christmas paper and do a Christmas tree, or some flowers, balloons with birthday paper. All different ways you can use up your little scraps. So I hope you enjoyed my project, and please head over to my blog, bethspapercuts.com, where you can find a shop button and a join button and all kinds of other fun projects. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.